Why does it hurt when we fail? Isn't that a great question to ask? Does it hurt when you fail? Or you just brush yourself off and go to the next one? So my answer to this question is that we feel the pain when we fail, when we set the wrong expectations for ourselves. Would you agree with that? This is Silva, your girl Silva, a mindset coach and a real estate agent. I am going through learning experience 24/7 on a daily basis. And yes, I just felt like I failed, and I had to go for some counseling, and I had to ask several people about their opinion with respect to what happened, so I actually don't feel like a failure. So what does it tell you? That I still have questions to ask, and I still feel insecure when actually something doesn't go the way I expected. And why is that so? Why is that so? I mean, I felt like I gave my 100% to this client. I explained everything even more than necessary, and I was actually questioning myself, did I give too much information? But in this time when we're surrounded with uncertainty, is there such a thing as too much information? Don't you want as a buyer to actually know as much as possible so that you can make your decisions based on education, based on facts, based on data, rather than guessing, making assumptions, and, which is worst, make decisions based on something that had happened to you in the past and has nothing to do with what is currently going on in this particular time and transaction. So this is what happens most of the time. As young children, probably, young adults, or even as adults, we experience betrayal, we experience mistreatment. Someone had lied to us so many times. We have witnessed and heard of so many transactions that they went wrong. Someone did something wrong to somebody. So we kind of precondition ourselves to expect something wrong with the situation we are in. And if there isn't anyone else to support us, to bounce back and forth and bounce off our thoughts and our uncertainties with the other person next to us, and if the other person next to us who is trying to help us is actually even more insecure than we are and lack even more knowledge than we are. So how do you make actually the right decision? How do you make the right decision when you are making one of the most valuable transactions of your life, finding the roof above your head, finding the place which actually is going to serve the purpose for several years, and you would like to make it your palace, you would like to be comfortable there, but you also don't want to overpay. And what is happening right now in this market is pretty much mimicking the bubble from 2009. However, it is not. However, the feeling is the same. So I'm going to give you an example. And just because I mentioned the bubble, I would like to say that the bubble in 2009, which is when I actually became a real estate agent full-time. I started in 2004, and I have sold properties up until now for over $100 million. And I do have some experience. I do have some stories to talk about. I like to give to my clients lots of examples. And I like to educate my clients based on real life stories, not something that I read in the books and not something that someone told me. I actually experienced it myself. Only in the past 2,000 days, I just had a checkup of my transactions. I have sold 69 properties in 2,000 days, all by myself as an agent. So the stories that I'm actually sharing with you are based on real life stories from my personal experience as a real estate agent. And here is one that just happened 2 days ago. A property just hit the market, $769,000, and it was checking all the boxes of my client. My client decided to put an offer and then to rescind the offer. And all this was because of lack of trust in the system. Not necessarily in me, because this person had known me for over a year and I had proven to have good rapport with the market, with all the agents in the area. I constantly learn and train. I train myself to become a better real estate agent and a better person on a daily basis. And I can prove it. For someone who would like to know, I'm happy to share my course with you. I'm happy to share my knowledge, my experience, and absolutely for free. I like to do that. So the more people you help, the better off you are with this life at the end of the day. So this property took 7 offers. And how do you counsel your client in this particular case? First of all, you need to determine the level of interest that your client has in this particular property. Then you need to make sure that they do like the property, and there are any questions, are there any questions that they still need an answer to? It is also very important to know who are the decision makers and what makes the client change their mind in the last minute. I mean, apparently there is something that I don't know about. So I really would like to figure this out. And the first thing that I do, of course, is to beat myself up the wall and try to figure out what did I do wrong. And yes, I don't think I did anything wrong. One day I'm going to find out what happened. I don't want to put any pressure on anybody. I mean, my clients, one thing that they like about me the most is that I don't put pressure on anybody. On anybody. I leave it up to you. I give you data, I give you facts, and then you decide if you would like to listen to me, or if you would like to take any advantage of the information I shared with you, or if you would like to just make the choice to move on and move forward, which is the case here. So what did I do? I gave example of properties that sold way above asking price. I also mentioned that in this particular market environment right now, the price that you see on the market is what the seller is willing to accept as the minimum. The least amount of money that the seller is willing to negotiate is the price that you see right now as asking price. Is there room for negotiation? Well, if 7 people would like to buy your house at the price that you asked, you tell me as a buyer, do you think that there is any room for negotiation? The choice of how you're going to respond in a multiple offer situation is yours. So this is what I usually say to my clients. The buyer who sees the most value in the property is going to buy the house. So the seller determines the price, the buyer determines the value that the property has for themselves in person. So what do? They compare what else can they buy for this money. They compare with their must-haves list. Does it check all the boxes? Is there anything that actually they don't like and they're not willing to compromise on? Or where does the uncertainty comes from? From the media, from what your neighbors told you, from what your friends told you, from what your family is telling you? Or the uncertainty is coming from something that happened to you in the past and you're bringing it into the current experience. And you're actually making decisions based on feelings and emotions that are associated with your past. So I would like to hear from you buyers your stories, and you tell me what happens in your life when you're making a decision and then all of a sudden you change your mind and you get cold feet. So was it my fault? Was it your fault? Whose fault was this? Is there a fault? What's missing? What's missing? And we will see. The future will show us if this buyer is going to come back and buy something else. We are also going to find out how this property sold when they sell. So I'll keep you posted in my next video on the subject. However, this is how we usually advise buyers, that they buy based on emotion. We all know that. But at the same time, they buy based on the value that they see in the property. So for someone, this property may be priced right. For others, may be overpriced. For third parties, they may have lost 6 or 7 deals already, and they want this one at any rate, and they don't care. So they're going to put $50,000 above. So again, at the end of the day, the buyer who sees the most value in the property will buy it. And then another thought that I would like to share with you is that your offer will reflect your desire to have this property. And also your offer will reflect how well you know the market, how well you know the market environment, how well your real estate agent did their job for you, and how well did you work as a team. Because it's also a matter of personality, and I know that. I mean, if we don't click as a personality, I may try to explain things like 3-4 days in a row, and if you are a different type of personality and I'm not relaying the message to you in a way that you are going to feel it and come to a realization and just apply it, then it's not going to work. It is not going to work. So do we expect to win in 100% of the cases? This is what I was talking about in the beginning of my conversation. When do we feel the pain? When we fail, when we set up the wrong expectations. So in other words, in my mind, I have expected success, and when I fail, of course it is going to hurt me. So what I would have done, or what I could have done better, was not to set any expectations and not to get attached to the outcome. So you may say, hey, yeah, you are now not going to make a commission, you wasted all your time. Well, this speaks of attachment to the outcome. You should never do business when you are attached to the outcome. So I can tell you, as a real estate agent, I didn't do it because I'm attached to the outcome. I didn't do it because of the image of the dollar amount that I'm going to make. I care about my image, myself, as a real estate agent and as a person first, and then about the dollar amount that is associated with this. Because, if we don't buy this house, yes, we're going to buy the next one. But the thing is that if we break our relationship right here, it means that I failed as a person and as a real estate agent. So what's most important here? The relationship or the attachment to the outcome? You see the logic of events that I'm trying to follow here. So this is kind of something that I worked on and I thought a lot about during the past 3-4 days. So I would greatly appreciate your opinion, and I would love to hear from you what you think about this story that I just shared with you. And then I look forward to see you in my next video. Thank you so much. This was Silva from Connecticut. I sell all the way from Greenwich to Stratford, and I will be happy to help buying, selling, and investing in real estate. Thank you. Have a great day now. Enjoy the rain. Bye. In my mind, buyers oftentimes believe that agents are out there to get them. Do you agree with this statement? And I believe that this is exactly why we build this level of mistrust.
Exit 8BA to merge onto Route 15 toward New York City.
We build this level of mistrust based on past experiences, and the same pertains to any situation that we find ourselves in. Like right now, we feel like the
Take
world
the exit,
is
then keep right to merge onto Route 15 south toward New York City.
like right now we feel as a society, as nation, as people, we're
Right
cornered.
to Route 15 south toward New York City.
We are cornered, and we believe that the whole world is out to get us. So let alone when it comes down to buying a home, and just one simple transaction compared to what is going out in the world right now. Would you agree? It's really scary. It's really scary when you think about it, and we need to find a level of trust to be able to sustain keeping our sanity, because otherwise nothing good will come out of it. I mean, if we go left and right and constantly question and criticize and scrutinize, I mean, that's fine. That's all fine to use.
Take exit 48 toward US 7 south at Norwalk.
To use your thinking cap is one thing, but to constantly be suspicious and negative and expect something bad to happen to you, this could actually get you on a sliding scale to nowhere. Would you agree with me? I mean, I've been thinking about this lately a lot, and all this negativity, all this criticism, I keep myself quite away as much as possible, and I look to surround myself with positive people, and to create for myself positive experiences. Be careful about who you listen to. Select the proper books. Train yourself in endurance, and be more grateful, be more graceful with yourself to begin with, because otherwise I mean, it's no fun, and you cannot expect something nice to happen to you if you constantly expect something wrong to happen to you. You are creating the wrong vibrations around yourself, and then you attract more of what you're thinking of. So if you believe that someone is out there to get you and to lie to you all the time, this is what is going to happen to you. So I don't even know if I would like to have this client as my client anymore, because I mean, if I am not meeting their requirements, and if I'm not vibrating on the same level that they are, I mean, then we're going to continue fighting over simple stuff, and I will keep exerting out exerting out there, and even overexerting out there my energy, and I will be sharing my knowledge and my expertise with just not the right person. And if whatever I'm saying doesn't resonate, so why would I keep trying? The same pertains to trying to help a friend. And you keep trying to help them when they come to you and ask for help, and at the same time they just push you away every time you try to help them and to share some knowledge, some good ideas. They may be good for you, but they're not good for them. So you have to be careful where actually you're channeling your energy, because you're in a situation, you're putting yourself in a situation where you're depleting yourself from energy going into the wrong direction. I mean, I shouldn't say the wrong direction, but the wrong direction for yourself, which at this time when you're trying to help someone, you can be trying to actually help someone else who is willing to listen to you, because whatever you're saying resonates with what they are saying. And I remember many years ago, I had a friend who told me, Silva, you cannot please everyone, which actually was true, because she had noticed that I am going to do like anything possible just to be liked, to be appreciated, to be wanted, to be. And where do you think this comes from? From my level of my own uncertainty. So maybe you feel some uncertainty in yourself. The others, by all means, are going to feel it the same, are going to feel it as well. So there is the collision of energies when you're not resonating with the other person on the same level. You're doing your best, but they don't feel like you're doing your best. They feel probably it gets to them as pressure. So I will never stop thinking about this case and evaluating what else could have I done right, and what did I do wrong. And time will tell. I'm going to get back to it, and I will circle back in to this situation. For now, I'm going to leave it at what it is, and we'll see what happens. I do believe that my client didn't have the necessary level of trust in the whole process and in us. And I was giving advice which I was coming from a position of contribution, and I was sharing my previous experience. So I wanted the person to be prepared for this situation that they were dealing with so many unknowns. So I was trying to bring all the knowledge and expertise that I have built during the course of the years, but maybe just these people, they were not ready, and they were not ready to hear what I had to say. So this was not necessarily my fault. This was not necessarily their fault. And then we'll find out. Like, for example, let me share this with you. And it is pretty controversial. And I don't mind sharing it with you. So in similar situation like this one, and all of you know about all the New Yorkers and the people from New Jersey moving to Connecticut, which is 100% the truth. So they don't necessarily know the law in Connecticut and how we do real estate here and how we practice real estate here in Connecticut. New York brokers, mortgage brokers, and New York attorneys do not necessarily practice law and lending law the same way as we do here in Connecticut. So I'm not putting anyone down. I'm not saying anything derogatory about anybody out there. I'm just giving you the fact that we're talking about two different practices. Like, for example, I'm going to bring Florida into the equation. The agents in Florida, they write their own contracts. Here in Connecticut, we are an attorney state, and we do not write our own contracts. I have had so many times people come from New York and from New Jersey, and they bring their own attorneys and mortgage brokers here. And I have had listing agents with multiple offers who are reviewing the offers with their clients, and they're pointing out that if they have a solid relationship with an agent and a local broker and a local attorney, they're going to give preference to an offer represented by a local agent, local mortgage broker, and local attorney. The communication is easier. We don't use mail. We use pick up the phone, and they've known each other, and I mean, it's so much easier and so much more convenient, and also so much more secure, because we have had cases represented by out-of-state banks and brokers that actually didn't deliver. So why us agents here are selecting a team of experts that are local? Only because we believe that this team of experts is going to give the best work for you and are going to deliver, and you're going to have great experience, as seamless as possible. And you will just sit back once you have the contract signed and wait and see how the process goes, and it flows seamlessly. So am I doing it in your best interest? Yes. Am I doing it in my best interest? Yes. We both have a common interest here to have this transaction end as seamlessly as possible, and to also be fun. And then once you have this great experience and we take the level of mistrust off the table, then the transaction is actually going to be a breeze. And then I'm going to get referrals. I'm going to sell more houses for your family, for your relatives, for your friends and neighbors, and that's pretty much how it works. So unfortunately, it is not another bubble, and it is based on totally different reasons. It is based on the fact that people are looking to move to Connecticut for one reason or another. We don't have enough inventory. We don't have that many properties, and that's why we have multiple offers for the same property. And then it is very simple equation that when you have great demand and low supply, the prices are driven up. Because why on earth would the seller discount their property if someone is giving them way above asking? I mean, this is a very, very, very simple logic, and nobody is playing any games. This is the market, and as agents, we are not making the market. We are here to interpret the market for you. That's why I bring all these reports and all this data, and I do Zoom calls so I can share the screen with you, so we can both look at the same until you have all of your questions answered. So again, I hope I brought some value to the table. Please click on the link below and register your free buyers or sellers consultation. I work with lots of investors. I have been selling real estate since 2004 and since 2009 full-time, and I have sold so far properties for over $100 million collectively in Connecticut, in southern Fairfield County, from Greenwich all the way up to Stratford, in any possible denomination. So I'm here to help you. And once you book the personal consultation, once you book the one-on-one with me, I will let you know where my accent comes from. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Please do share all of your comments and questions below. I would love to hear from you and to be of assistance with any real estate questions that you can possibly have. Thanks so much again. It was Silva from Connecticut, and I look forward to be of assistance to you. Have a great day now. Bye-bye. Very nice office they have here, Verone and Verone. I've been using their services for over 10 years, I should say. And every time when I have a client buying somewhere here in this area, I recommend Verone and Verone. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Happy selling, happy buying, and I will talk about the buying process in my next video. This was Silva with Stamford, Connecticut, and I look forward to speaking with you about selling, buying, and investing in real estate. Nice rainy day, peaceful.